couple of seconds here to get sorted out, and I'll see about doing something about that. Maybe get into the lee of a building here. As you can see behind me, there's a cell tower. This is the top of the hill. This hill is known as Farmer's Hill here. Do I have a means? Yes. Okay, I can actually change the angle of the camera, so I'll show you the town in just a second. But it's an absolutely beautiful day. Getting up here, it was clouded over and muggy as hell, so I am absolutely soaked with sweat. But as I said, give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to light a cigarette, and then I'll go find some slightly in the lee place to make a little bit of a video. And I already see someone's in chat, but the glare on the screen makes it impossible for me to see who you are. In the meantime, let me see if I can set you up so you can look for some moose for me. I should be able to put the camera over here and it stay. Considering what's under that, I don't think I'll chance it. Okay, well, at least you got some scenery to look at while I'm busy. Well, you went on an adventure today too. And amazingly enough, I managed to crush a spider with my phone. Okay, so that's a lesson for me. I'll just keep this in my hand and go over to the lee now before I try to light my cigarette. Actually, I'll just keep it close and put it down so the wind can't move it. So, I'm officially off the reservation. Yeah, you'd think that. That must be Earl, is it? Just a second. No, I still can't make it. Oh, fuck. Bad knee, and I just tweaked it nicely. That's why I'm walking with a stick. Anyway, once I get over to this building, I can just put the camera on the side of it because, like a sensible person, not only do I have a protective case on it, the phone that is, but it's also got a magnetic backing on it, and handily, this is a metal building. So, I'll give you a quick look around here once I get sorted. Actually, I want that fucking cigarette. I haven't had one in a couple hours. And anybody who watches my streams know I don't go that long without smokes unless I'm sleeping. Ironically, I can hear a little bit of an echo of myself coming out of this building. So, set you there. Set my pack down. And, oh, did I just lose service? I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, I brought an axe with me. The intention had been to try and find some... There we are. The intention had been to try and find some juniper branches to, let's move you over here. Maybe it's less. How's the wind there? Not bad. Let me know if you guys are still getting wind noise. So who is that? Oh, it's Caucasian Sasquatch. Hey, brother, how you doing? And for the record, they don't let people like me off the reservation. Because they don't let people like me on the reservation. And I saw someone else had... Oh yeah, no, it's a gorgeous view up here. Let me see, I should be able to swing the camera around with one of these buttons. Okay, so right now all you're seeing is just part of a metal building. But I'll take you for a walkie. Go this way, it's easier. So, before I get too much into the wind, where it's going to be noisy as hell, just to let you guys know, the area I'm in southern Newfoundland is known as Grand Bank. And I believe I'm just, that'll be west, that'll be south. So I'm just a little bit north of Grand Bank at the moment on a place called Farmers Hill. And as you can see from the variety of colors in the rocks, we did have a lot of glaciation over the years, millennia. That rock there is bedrock. That is some of the oldest bedrock on the planet. Or sorry, some of the oldest exposed bedrock on the planet. Newfoundland sits on its own continental plate, so we almost never have earthquakes. And when people say it is ruggedly beautiful, they are not lying. This is part of the Burin Peninsula in southern Newfoundland. If you look at a map of Newfoundland, you'll see a little boot on the bottom end, and I'm pretty much on the toe of that at this point, the top of the toe. And if I pan over, you can see a building just beside the rock there that's kind of funky shaped. Trim will like this. That is actually the Norwegian Pavilion from Expo 67, which apparently Newfoundland purchased and turned into the Seamen's Museum. And you can see the concrete piles under this little observation deck. That used to be the piles for a commercial radio antenna, or possibly a TV antenna. I'm not 100% sure. May have been both at the time, or at different times. So, let me just get up here on top of the hill, and I'll show you some of the... Now, what you just saw on the northwest, which was the first view I gave you off the top of the hill, that is mostly bog. And what I'm standing on, this sort of terrain, if anyone is from Iceland or Ireland, you'll recognize this. We call it barren terrain here. If you encounter this kind of terrain in the country, we call it the Barrens. And it should be obvious why. There's not much grows on this stuff. Ironically, we have some blueberries. They're not nearly ripe, but they're going to be good. And I may actually try my hand at making blueberry wine this year. So, this is Grand Bank. And ironically, the two biggest buildings in town, which you can see there, the gray triangle, is the pool. The larger, brutalist structure is the current high school. And down the hill from that, closer in the foreground from the pool, the big gray triangle, is what was the municipal building, our town hall. Before that, it was a primary school, primary and elementary school. Currently, it's closed down because there are severe problems with the roof. Down here, the other largest buildings in town, to the right, with the gabled roof, that is a senior citizens complex, and beside that is the hospital. Now, over this way, you can see, let me see if I've got this right. That big island out there should be Brunet Island. I'm not 100% sure. That may simply be the other side of Fortune Bay. It's hard to tell because of the fog. If we didn't have a dark day, facing this way, you can just see the town of Fortune, parts of the town of Fortune, and just the other side of the hill, which you would be able to make out again if we didn't have a shit ton of fog, thanks Newfoundland, you'd be able to see the French colony of Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon. So now I'm going to get back down out of the wind so I can talk to you guys while I finish my smoke. And needless to say, falling on that would be a lot of fun. Oh, there are a few ripe berries. You can see them there. And those are actually pretty small. Let me just put my hands in there though, so you can get an idea of scale. Now you guys are aware that my fingers are pretty big. And that blueberry is pretty small. And of course, I forgot a little bit of my woods knowledge when I left the house today. Otherwise I would have realized climbing to the top of the hill in Newfoundland is nowhere to find a tall tree. So while I came up here looking for birch and juniper branches for making flutes, coming as high as I did only serves to give me a bit of a tourist experience, which is fine. I've lived in town here for 7 or 8 years now and never been up here, so this is a nice journey. Okay, you guys don't want to see that industrial building, so I'll flip the camera again. There we are. And I'll come back to talk to you guys again. Oh, good guys. That was one hell of a hike, and holy crap, that building is hot. I'm actually wearing pretty decent industrial gloves, and I can feel the heat from the metal wall on my hand. Now, my initial plan had been to have a small fire somewhere, one of the clearings on the way up, and cook some sausages. Unfortunately, before I left the house, I checked the Newfoundland Forestry Service's website, and they are recommending no one light any open fires at the moment because of weather conditions. It's been fairly dry the last little while. Which is why when I finish this thing, I'm going to make sure it's out and then bury it. I think I'm on camera. When I was a kid, I used to collect stones, and one of the stones we get a lot of is a metamorphic rock called mica. I'm just wetting the edge of this one just to show you the color in it when it's wet, because I'm used to seeing these on beaches. I've never seen one up a hill before, and I've never seen one with a stone missing like this. So I'm probably going to keep this guy. And I don't know that I could use it for anything, but I think it's neat, so it's going in my pocket. Let's see what we got here. Prime Knight says, greetings, Sasquatch. Sasquatch said, greeting, Prime Knight. There we go. Hello, hi, Prime Knight, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Beautiful North American nature. It is very much beautiful North American nature. However, if I was in Iceland, it would look pretty much the same. If I was in Ireland, it would look pretty much the same, surprisingly enough. And I'm sure there are parts of Norway and Denmark. If I remember right, you're Swedish, right? There might even be parts of Sweden that look like this. Let's see. Saying hi to Sasquatch. Prime, do you do content? Not yet. Working on my channel, on my journey into armor combat, or booherd. So that's medieval martial arts, essentially. Swordsmanship and such, but it's the stuff where you actually see a pile of guys in armor in melee, and it looks fucking brutal. Is it pronounced boohert or buhert? And Eitherline is here. Hi, Eitherline. Ja, jag är svenska. I am Swedish. Okay. Yes, Eitherline, this is the discussed walk. Unfortunately, as I was saying just a little while ago, I forgot some of my woods lore that I learned when I was a kid. Otherwise, I'd have remembered that going up a hill in Newfoundland looking for trees is pointless, because trees don't grow this high. Not because I'm up above a tree line, it's simply because the wind strips everything very well and forces everything to grow low. Up here, mostly what I have is alder for the tree-like stuff. Just one second, I'll cut a piece and show you, since I haven't had a chance to use my knife yet. There we are. Those two limbs off. So this is an alder branch. Now, the staff I'm using is actually from the same trees, from the same type of wood. I had never seen a piece of alder this big when I saw this piece. And this is the staff that I call coyote repellent. But this wood, if you can find the right kind, and I think this is the right kind. Yeah, this is the right stuff. Let me just clean off a bit more of the bark here. You can see how gorgeous white that is. Oh, I'll put it over in front of the camera like a sensible person. But you can see that gorgeous white color. And when it ages in the sun, it actually gets lightly yellowed. But, and now this, whoa. Okay, air exchanger just kicked in. I'm going to move. Oh, shit. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh. Oh, that's a hell of a stitch I've got in my side. Oh. Oh, and the phone's very hot now, too. Okay, that's windy there. Okay, I don't know if you guys are hearing wind noise. If you are and you can't hear me, or you can't hear me clearly, let me know. Whew. Now, those are muscles that don't get used a lot. That's, I'll just show you. That's right in here, right along this side. Yeah, those muscles don't get used nearly enough. I think we're going to have a hell of a good stretch before I go back. Oh, let's see. Line says he's Aussie. G'day, g'day. I won't insult you by saying, oh, throw another shrimp on the bobby. Oh, wait. Sorry. We could play knifey spoony. Which, again, I know is not an actual Australian thing. Prime Knight says, yes, medieval MMA, sort of. The pronunciation doesn't matter. It was lost with medieval French. Ah, well, if it's medieval French, it's probably something along the lines of grenouille. No. For those of you who don't know, the word for frog in French is grenouille. Straight English translation is to wallop. I like that. That works very well. Caucasian Sasquatch says he only asked because searching my channel got me nothing. I did a video this morning, and it should have been up. Line says, oh, oof, on that too, we don't drink Foster's, we drink VB. I've tried Foster's. Foster's is absolute shit beer. But then again, being Canadian, I'm kind of spoiled because we were lucky enough to import the best beer makers from around the world. Now, that's not crapping on anyone else's beer. I'm simply saying we have all the talents blended together. Modern medieval action. Okay, well, probably not appear in search results. If you try Boohurt on YouTube, I think it comes up. Line says, I'm still a few years past legal drinking age. What is legal drinking age in Australia? Is it 21, 19? It's 19 here in Newfoundland. In Alberta, it's 18. I don't know why it's different in different parts of Canada. But I've been able to drink since I was 16, mostly because police didn't come around the tiny town I lived in, so nobody cared. And I was one of the few responsible ones. If I drank enough to feel bad, I went to bed. Let's see, Victorian Bitter. Never heard of that. If I see it, I'm going to have to try it. 18. I'm older than that by a few years. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm far on the dark side of 18. I've got double 18 and again. Well, double and a half, really, to be fair. Let me see here. I'll show you a little more of the scenery. I do apologize for the wind. There's not much I can do about it because, well, I'm not God, contrary to some popular opinions, mostly my own. But let's see if I can get this camera rotated again. Okay, there we are. And I'll just give you, well, full-ish panorama. But I mean, this is some beautiful country out here. And the really unfortunate thing is people who live in this area don't see it. They don't see how beautiful this land really is. And I think that's probably a common thing with a lot of people, that they just don't see how beautiful the country they're from is sometimes. At least not until they've been somewhere else. So, I'm done my smoke. And wandering around in small steps is just doing my knee in. So I am going to let you guys go. I'll check for... Okay, no more comments. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to have a scout for some branches on the way back. And then, who knows? Maybe I'll do another stream later today. I wouldn't bet on it. But it's always a chance. That sun feels good. My poor ginger ass is going to get scorched, though. That's why I'm wearing the do-rag. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do well. Rise and rise again until lambs become lions.